Okay, I am just gonna roll.
Okay.
And then we'll do whatever we do. What I have. This is episode 10.
Is it?
I think so. I could be. This could be 9, but I'm pretty sure it's 10. Actually, I can look. Yeah, it's episode 10.
Perfect.
Double digits, baby.
We made it.
Hell yeah. Episode 10.
For those wondering what we're drinking, which I'm sure none of you are, we're actually drinking Conor McGregor's whiskey. They got me hook, line, and sinker at the LCBO. They had this big display right when you walk in.
How big was the display?
It was like right there, and I was like, fuck it, I'll try it. Because we've been drinking different stuff on the podcast. I'm like, fuck it. Try something new.
I've been wanting to try it, but I was always hesitant.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay,
like,
how good is this actually going to be?
Because everyone's got a fucking, like, P. Diddy's got a vodka, and it's shit. Cheers. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
First impressions, it's good.
That's
really good.
Really enjoying that.
Shit. He wins.
If you guys have any feedback regarding like audio or just the podcast in general, please either email us at mail.2seasonapod@gmail.com or message me on Instagram at itscjshade, which is ITSCJSCHADE on Instagram, and just give us your feedback. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, anything and everything. Just for us, like, straighten out the technical shit. Like, we were talking before we started rolling here that your cousin said it sounds like the audio goes in and out at times.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and fix that.
We're going to try to fix it. Also, I'm trying to learn how to, like, edit audio and make it sound the best we can. Again, we're dealing with a very minimal setup. We only have one mic for now. It does the job. Mm-hmm. You guys can hear us.
Step one. Can they hear us?
Step one, yes, right? So again, if this does pick up and we do really love doing it, then we will up the production. But yeah, it's just give us your feedback.
Christmas gifts we could buy. How much is a decent mic anyway?
So there's 2 mics and one just got released. Have you been looking at all?
I was just about to
start looking. Because I used to stream, so I was going to upgrade my mic anyways, but I don't really stream anymore. But I was going to upgrade. So Rode Audio Company has they put out like a pod, it's called Rode Pod Mic or whatever, small, I think Canadian, it's like $150 a mic. Mm-hmm. But the problem with that mic is we would need an audio interface, and then that would plug into my computer, and that's how we would record everything. So you're looking at $150 a mic, and then probably $150 to $200 for a half decent like mixer audio, so like
interface. $600 out the door.
Yeah, which would be $300 each.
Yeah. For 10 episodes of podcasts.
Yeah, and then so again, it's going to be about $600 each. The new mic that came out has a USB option, so like this one. So I can just plug it straight into the computer, and away we go. I can record 2 separate tracks. You would have your microphone, I would have mine. The audio would be 1,000 times better because this is
in lieu of getting that mixer. Just get something that.
Yeah, so, well, a majority of the higher-end mics, you require an XLR cable, which you would then need a audio interface of some sort.
To plug it into.
Yeah. But this new mic also has USB and XLR, so we could get the mics, plug them into my laptop, record our mics that way, and then later,
if we wanted to
get the interface and then up our production even more. But the thing is, the mic's like $250 a mic. So it's like, it's going to cost us the same.
Yeah, it's a few $100.
So again, I think.
Oh, one thing I did want to
We're only 10 episodes in, and really 9 because we did one special.
Yeah, well, that was still an episode.
And this mic is still going to be relevant because if we have guests,
we need something bigger.
We still need another mic. But the thing with this mic is I believe it's a condenser mic, so it's going to pick up like everything around it, even when it's on different settings.
Yeah.
Where the other mics that I would get us are dynamic mics, so you literally have to talk into like the mic of it, like into the top of it, and you got to be like 3 inches away. And
I like that.
And it wouldn't fucking.
This is what 3 inches away sounds like in a microphone. Just for everyone listening, I'm sure you're furious right now. I love you.
But and it doesn't pick up like anything behind it, beside it. Like it picks up minimal sound. So that is where we should go. The pod mic is like that too.
Yeah.
Well, I called you earlier, like an hour ago, and now you're calling me back. Call you after the podcast.
That's always
and it's on Do Not Disturb. I really got to just delete everybody off my favorites. It is nice though. It is nice when you're trying to cipher through your contacts to find somebody that you call all the time.
Yeah, but it's better just to have it.
Yeah.
That's okay. She'll get the hint.
Yeah,
we don't want to talk to you right now.
I'm doing a podcast.
It's pretty fucking good.
It's not bad. I'm a little disappointed. I drove here tonight
because I got to sleep.
I know. Yeah, I'll drive back though.
Yeah,
it's fine. Save it for next week.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Are you... Oh, before we move on, since we're talking about the podcast.
Yeah, I had another question anyway, too, so go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I was curious as to, like, for the technical shit. So if we get, like, those two microphones and they plug into the thing, would you just get, like, a USB splitter? So, like, you can plug in, like, 4 or 5 mics at a time, potentially?
No, I've got connectors.
You have multiple spots?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a non-issue.
Like, how many mics could you plug into?
3.
3. So we could use one of these for like 2 people, and if we do upgrade to better mics, we could each have our own plug-in, no problem. And then if we have a third person, we just plug this thing in and give it to them.
Yeah. So my thought is, if we had guests, we would just use this.
Just do the one.
Because it's going to pick us up at the same time. Mm-hmm. Where the other mics, I can like cut us out. Because again, we're pretty close to each other.
Yeah.
So we're still going to get a little bit of mic bleed. So you would hear me on your mic, but it'd be like super faint. Well, I can cut that out because you're going to be super loud.
Yeah.
And I can just cut out from a certain decibel.
Minimal.
And you're not going to hear me. And then I just cut the 2 mics together.
Yeah.
But having a guest, if they were to use this, if we start talking in there,
they're going to pick up everything's going to get picked up.
So it's going to be terrible.
We would all need the same or not, or yeah.
Yeah. So I think, again, if we upgraded ours, again, majority of our episodes right now is just me and you.
Yes.
So if we do end up going to where pretty much every episode has a guest, which I doubt it'll go that way. I kind of like it just me and you, and then have the odd week where we have a guest.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's all going to be the same. It's all going to be proprietary. Yeah. The other thing is it possible to do like a Skype on your computer?
100%.
So we could have someone on a computer and talk to them. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
That was my questions. I'm just curious.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I just want to know how far we can go with it or how easy or difficult it would be.
So the only issues that you could run into with doing the Skypes is you can't control really their audio. If they're using Apple headphones and the mic that's on the Apple headphones,
that's what
it's pretty much
that's fine. Sure.
It is what it is. Yeah. But yeah, other than that.
And they would just be recorded directly into the computer anyway, so...
Yeah, I believe there's a way that I could set up that
how would we listen to it so that it's not hitting the mic and it's like all weird feedback?
Headphones.
Just headphones in, and then
then that I would probably need to get like a splitter or something so we could both hear the audio.
Yeah, it's okay. So it's not a big deal.
It's really not.
Okay.
And again, if we went the audio interface way, so if we went with like the Rode podcast mic or the pod mic, whatever it's fucking called. I'm pretty sure it's got headphone jacks in it, and it might have 2.
So you can plug right into
the mic. So you could plug a headset in. I could plug my headset in right into the thing, and then it pulls the audio.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So again, we have options. It's just a matter of which way
we want to go.
Which way do we want to go, really? Yeah. Like, do we want to keep it easy for us where we don't have an audio interface and we just have the laptop and we get the Shure SM7, I don't know what, SV7, MV7.
You're speaking,
I know.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's for those listening if they're curious which mics I'm thinking of.
Okay.
But it just got released by Shure, and they're a fantastic audio company. They have one of the top rated mics on the market for podcasting, live streaming, broadcasting in general. And this is like the baby version that they just released.
This is the 2 season of podcast version.
Yeah.
It's for people like us hanging out in a garage.
That need like a budget mic.
Hanging out in a garage on a Sunday night.
Yeah. So that way, and then it's just USB we plug in. Again, it's still going to be better audio than what we're recording right now because they're dynamic mics and they would just sound really nice. But I think anything we upgrade to is going to sound nicer than what we're on now. Sure. Not saying that what we're recording on now is shit.
We're definitely getting by.
I have no complaints right now. It's just we just need better mic etiquette.
It's a learning process. It's a learning process.
It is.
It's a bell curve. We're figuring it out.
So my thoughts on the whole, since we're on like talking about the podcast in general, is I had the idea today
that we're going to do live Suicide Pact just for you guys.
No, is to do merch because Marina, my cousin, has said that she loves the podcast. She has a couple friends that love the podcast. My aunt loves the podcast. It doesn't make any
sense that people actually like it.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around
this. But at already the same time, for me, I think it's fine. But already, it feels a bit pretentious for me. It's like, oh, what's your podcast? Like, oh yeah, we have a few people that listen. We're gonna start selling T-shirts. But yeah, that's fine with me. Sure.
Yeah. Again,
I don't care.
It's just. It's just a thought. If people are interested,
it takes nothing to start selling T-shirts.
Again, so there's two ways we can do it. I know a guy up in Bradford that has done my logos and T-shirts for me. Mm-hmm. He did winter toques for me. He does like all my shit for like.
Also, our friend Ryan, he was selling T-shirts in university.
Yeah, it's dog shit easy. It's just a matter of how are we going to do it? Are we just going to kind of order 25 T-shirts at a time? And then when they sell out, they sell out? Yeah. Or are we going to...
probably about a year to sell.
Fuck, it could take a week.
I don't.
Who the fuck knows,
yeah,
right?
Fair.
So, our last two... the Halloween episode, I don't know if you looked.
I got a lot of listens.
Yeah. We did pretty... Like, I was very surprised. Like,
that's having people on, though, I think. Because then they tell people that they were on and more people listen.
True. And again, I think we should start bringing.
I think so too. Because first of all, it changes it up. Because then when that person's there, the conversation can go any which direction.
Yeah.
And it's
I just
not
think it'll be.
I think it's also fun.
Interesting. Like it'll. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, it'll just be different to have somebody else on.
It just changes the pace a little bit.
And again, I just don't see. I don't think we need to have somebody on. Like I don't think it needs to be every week. Even if it was like every other week or once a month type of thing, every 3 weeks.
I think what we should do. Since we're talking about this now, and I'm sure people are like, why you guys haven't... We don't talk about any of the... Just to preface, what you guys hear, this is the extent of our conversations. Yeah. Like, we just, like, quickly shoot the shit, set up the microphone, plug it in, and then we start going. So we're getting a lot of the fucking shit we probably should talk about before we come on out of the way now, unfortunately.
Whatever.
No, I'm just saying... like
behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah, it's production value is what this is. You're getting to... These are our production meetings. Just off the top of my head, though, I think we should try to have someone on at least once every 4 episodes, like once a month.
Sure. I think if we can even set up...
Even twice a month would be great. Yeah. But once a month, I think we should really make an effort for.
I also think if we have extra time, maybe throughout the week, and we're coming up to Christmas and it's busy as fuck. But if we have time throughout the week, where on a Thursday we can record one, but we can also record one on Sunday.
Yes.
Just to get...
stack them.
Yeah. Again, that the one we record on the Thursday gets released that Wednesday, but the one we recorded on the Sunday gets released next Wednesday. And we just have a backlog of episodes so that, again, going through the Christmas holidays, who knows if our schedules will line up to do one.
And also, I'll be off for a couple weeks around Christmas anyways.
Me too.
Yeah.
If my boss is
If your boss lets you. Your boss is a bit of a dick, though.
He is.
Yeah, that's all. I think we should try and have someone on at least once a month.
Sure.
One every 4 episodes, I think, is good. It changes things up a bit. And if we can get to 2, and if it works out that we have someone every time, sure. We'll see what happens. But let's start selling T-shirts.
It's funny you said... Well, again, it's just... Like, I'll call my guy in Bradford if you're in and see, okay, what's a minimum T-shirt order? And
8,000.
Can we get variety of sizes? Can we get like 5 women small, 5 women medium, and then men's medium, men's large?
We're not doing women's large because we're bigots.
Yeah. You know what I mean, though? Yeah. Like, to segregate it. And let's be honest, we're not going to be able to supply if we do it that way, it's going to be hard to get every t-shirt size in one order unless we're going to order like 50.
Yeah.
And again, how many
I don't think so.
How many shirts are we actually going to sell? That's the other thing, right?
I think we should assume none. I think no, not to say that we won't.
I think.
But what I'm saying, when you make the first order, you got to assume you're
exactly. So if we get again like men's large, if we do sell them, that'll be one of the first ones to sell out.
Mm-hmm.
Women's small and medium are popular sizes. Those will, if there's any girls that listen, those will probably sell out real quick.
25% of our demographic. I just made that number up.
It's more like 75. Antonia listens, Audrey listens, Marina listens.
And there you go. That's our that's the whole thing. There's 4. That's it. That's everyone that listens to the podcast.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea.
And again, like...
Okay, what we do have to do, though, is fucking sort out this logo first.
I know. Okay, that's my bad. Yeah.
You see some shitty headshots that we took the fucking other day?
I tried to do some Photoshop shit. And so I would like do yours and try to make them look like a caricature. And they kind of did.
Why didn't you just put a funky filter on them then?
I did.
Okay.
To like make it look like a drawing.
How'd it look?
And
not great.
Not terrible, but not great.
Yeah.
And then I try to make it like I try to distort our faces. And I'm like, oh, that looks sick. I'm going to work on like my portrait now. Then I'd start working on mine, and then I'd go back to yours to see like what I did. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, wow, it looks like dog shit. Restart.
Scrap
and then like I'd continue working on mine, and it just went back and forth. And finally I got fed up. I'm like, there's got to be an app out there. Couldn't find a fucking app.
Not one that you want to pay for.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm probably going to pay for one, and it's going to be shit. I'm just going to call Steve, and I just got to call Steve and be like, bro, this is what we want. Can you do it? And so like for the t-shirts, again, if it ends up being a hit, one of my design thoughts were to do like...
I like the optimism.
To do a simple text.
If we sell one, that would be a hit for me.
I know, same. But like to do like 2 season a pod, like just simple text on the chest.
Yeah.
Over the left tit or something. And then on the back, it'd be like your caricature or my caricature. Or both, and like that'd be one.
Then we're gonna have to get into weird things about my character's selling better than yours.
Nah, I wouldn't give a shit as long as they're selling.
I know.
But I just like
you're gonna want 5 cent extra royalties because you sold more that month.
Fuck, I thought I was getting 70% for coming up with the ideas.
It's a 50-50 partnership, my friend.
100%. I was only joking.
Unfortunately. You signed up for the wrong fucking partner.
Yeah, no kidding.
Two ships you don't get in, sinking ships and partnerships.
I know.
Yeah.
No, that was just...
That's a good idea.
Again,
that's something we can explore.
So online, I looked at one place. Now they have set prices, which they sell the shirts. Obviously, that company would take their cut. The cut we get is fairly minimal, but we don't have to deal with any of the shipping.
They deal with all the bullshit.
Yeah, they deal with shipping. People place their own orders. We don't have to order bulk and then sell them. We come up with a new design. We can just upload it and away we go. They just send us a check every once in a while if we sell shit.
Yeah.
But they also offer, like, they have a full set of t-shirt lines, sweaters, tank tops, stickers, coffee mugs, like... And again, like literally, if you have one design,
those companies they're in the fucking knick-knack business, is what they are.
Actually,
t-shirts, and then like you can get pens that say 2C. No, none of that.
It's literally like a clothing place.
It's a clothing place. Okay,
but they just toss on your.
I'm thinking of the shitty ones that like come around to like your industrial unit office, and they're like, "Hey, here's a pen with your name on it," and then like you look them up, and like all they sell is keychains.
Yeah, no,
more pens and the world's shittiest like
a lot of stickers. A lot of streamers. Use this, and that's how I know of them. YouTubers, again, that's how I know.
Okay, perfect. Let's look into it.
Yeah, I just again like I'll email my guy up in Bradford, see what pricing's like. Mm-hmm. If it's not worth it, then we'll do the online thing.
Yeah, I'm sure if we really want to, we could.
Dealing with shipping, that's a whole nother fucking story, right?
Yeah, I'll talk to Ryan because he sold thousands. Like he would sell. So for homecoming and St. Patrick's Day and whatever festival,
he had his own like designs and shit.
They sold like if you were wearing a University of Guelph like homecoming shirt, it was sold out from them.
Really?
They sold to the whole school.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I'll talk to him.
Yes,
they had a few different logos, they had a few different sizes, and they sold them to fucking everyone. They just sell them out of the trunk in the parking lot. People walk by, here's $20, and away you go.
Yeah.
So I'll check in with him too and see how difficult or not difficult it is. Also, if you're listening, Ryan, maybe just let me know.
just pop us off a DM.
Let me know. Yeah, something to look into anyway.
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun too. Like, t-shirt designs don't have to be anything spectacular, but I've always wanted to like design t-shirts. That's always been
it's been a goal of yours?
No, just a desire. Because I thought about doing it for like my business, and then I'm like, I don't really know how that would work. Like, I just have t-shirts
basically
for when
I do them away for free.
Pretty much. Like, I have t-shirts with my logo on it for when I do jobs and stuff, so I can rep my company while I'm out there. Yeah. But I always thought designing t-shirts and having like weird fucking designs and shit would be
a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Sweet.
That's fucking do you want a Bachelorette update?
I do. That was one of my things.
I was gonna give you one.
Okay, good.
All right, so
you said you were gonna give us one every week. So
well, it's happening now. Cool. So it's over. She picked a guy. She picked a guy already, and fucking.
They can do that?
Nope. First time ever.
How many episodes?
So basically,
what do they do now?
That was the 4th episode, and I would say that they probably stretched these into episodes because really, like the last 2 episodes were just drama surrounding this bitch clearly being in love with one guy and nobody else getting a fair shake.
Yeah.
So she picked the dude that she was obviously in love with, but the host of the show had to come to her and be like, okay, what's going on here? Like, you got to tell me what's up. Like, why do you guys like each other so much? Are you even interested in anyone else? And she's like, no, I'm in love with this guy. We worked out they probably spent
2 hours.
Yeah, maximum 4.
Holy shit.
Maximum 4. And they're engaged. They got engaged.
Is this the guy?
The guy proposed.
Sniffed his pants?
His pants, yeah.
Yikes.
Good dick sweat.
I guess. Yeah. Maybe he's got good smelling parts.
They fucked, and then they proposed to each other, or he proposed to her the next day.
Wow. Good for them.
It's true love. The best part, though. The best part is there's 16 guys left, and the host came, and he's like to be, and honestly, I don't think that people should be going on this shit, whatever. Yeah. But I like, if you are gonna go on it, they at least deserved a fair chance. And they did not have that. No. Like, literally the first time she saw this dude, she's like, I'm gonna marry this guy.
Now, can I interrupt?
Yeah, go for it.
So where were they?
They were, what do you mean, like geographically?
Yeah, like where did they do the show?
In LA, just outside in Palm Springs. They rented out a resort.
Let's be honest, those dudes that are on there pretty much just got like a free vacation. In a sense.
Yes and no. They like
all inclusive.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's definitely
staying at a really nice place.
Well, the funny thing is there is advantages to being on this show that I think a lot of people are like, yeah, I'll go on, and at least if I make it to like, so the first few episodes are everyone's based in this mansion in LA. This season's different, so we won't even talk about that yet. Everyone's based in a mansion in LA. They're there for like a couple episodes, and then when they get the numbers down to like, I'm gonna say 20 or less, then they start traveling.
How many people were on this thing?
She had 31 on this year.
Oh, and it's I thought it was 30. Like 15 to start, maybe 20.
No.
Holy shit.
Dude, she just quit, and there's 16 guys left over because she picked her dude and was done. So I think a lot of people go on the show like, at the very least, if I don't fucking win or whatever, at least I get to go fucking travel, because they take them to some nice places. Like, they travel, and you can tell the best was a couple seasons ago. It was the Bachelor, and the first place they traveled to, like, the host comes in, he's like, okay, pack up your stuff, and all the girls like, yes, like, everyone's like picturing like they're going to Mexico, they're going to fucking Paris, because they go to some nice places. Yeah. And he's like, pack your bags for beautiful Cleveland, Ohio, and all of their faces fucking dropped. They were so pissed. Yeah,
how could you not be? Everybody else goes to Paris and all these
It highlights places. The shittiness of these people, though. Like, okay, are you on? I thought you were on the show to find love. Why does it matter if you're in Cleveland or not? Yeah. But they all were like, They ended up going to some good places. That's but for this season,
it's over. I can't believe it's over.
I'm getting there. The plot thickens, my friend.
Oh.
So for this season, they rented out a resort outside of LA, Palm Springs, like 2 hours, and they just like did like it was a bubble.
Is that going to cost? to rent out a resort.
Well, I'm torn because in California everything's closed anyways. So the resort could have. Oh, I'm sure it costs a fortune.
Yeah.
But this show is the highest rated show on TV.
Okay.
They make a fuckload of money.
Okay.
The host makes $80,000 an episode.
Good for him.
Yeah. And
an episode.
And he just sits there. Man, you got the last episode was priceless because he's sitting there and she's like crying to him, telling him she loves him, and he's just got this stupid smirk on his face. He doesn't give a fuck.
I was gonna say we're gonna start to have our podcast on Tuesdays, starting at possibly 6:30, so that we're done by 8, and watching The Bachelorette by 8.
Yeah, we might have to.
Yeah.
So
again, you kind of sold me on it a little bit.
It's not terrible. I'm telling you. Just go to like, just like pick up like 2 seasons back. Like, because the way that the show runs is it goes The Bachelor, then they'll have a season of The Bachelorette, and then there's Bachelor in Paradise, and then there'll be like a 6-month break, and then they do that whole cycle again.
Okay.
So what I would suggest is go like 2 seasons ago The Bachelor, and then just like you'll go Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, and like you'll have like two years quotations of shows to go through.
Yeah.
And then you can come and be like, okay, I think I'm into this shit. It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed that I like it, but it's too fucking good. So the dude came in, she quit, they got proposed, they fucked off. So there's 16 guys left.
Yeah.
And they're like, if you guys feel like you want to continue, it doesn't have to end today. They fucking brought in a replacement bitch. They brought in a backup girl.
Okay. Now that just shows you how many people actually apply to like be on these things, and that will literally drop everything
just to be on it.
Just to be on it.
Yeah, and she did.
Because again, she probably got that call.
She doesn't give a fuck.
The night that it happened.
Some of these guys have been on dates with her, and they're all like supposedly committed to this other girl. It just highlights how these people are just
they don't give a
garbage.
Fuck. Yeah,
they don't give a fuck.
They're just on there.
She was on the show before. She was on a Bachelor season and a Bachelor in Paradise season. She's not a nice person.
I was gonna say, if you're on this multiple times, maybe
there is people that end up on this show like
give
5
your life
times.
A little check.
But the thing is, they get famous for it. Like their job, like
I know it's stupid.
Their job becomes like, oh, what's your career? It's like I was on the Bachelorette. Yeah. Anyway,
I think if you're on there, at the end of it, you literally have to be a scumbag the rest of your time until you lose your fame.
Yo, people ride that shit out in the sunset.
Exactly.
I think I made this comparison, but it's like winning Miss Colorado. Like those girls will drag that out for 5-6 years, speaking tours, all that stuff, Instagram followings, become influencers. It's the same thing for guys and girls that end up on this show. They build their fucking profile up.
Or whatever.
Yeah, and then they can make a fucking living being Instagram people. Why you want it that for your living, I don't know, but each to their own.
You can make a fucking fantastic living off Instagram.
It's just a gross. I don't like. Instagram's gross to me. It's so fake. It's
I was gonna
crazy.
say it's so fake.
People are psychotic
but so
about
is
Instagram.
YouTube, and like if the people that watch vlogs and all this shit, I feel like they get so surprised. Like if they watch like couple vlogs and they get so like, I don't even know how to say it. They get so involved with like their YouTube life that if they break up or whatever, it's oh my God, how she treats you so well. Meanwhile, when the camera's turned off, she fucking beats his ass or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't
him.
see that shit. And it's like, it's not all what you see, and especially Instagram.
The thing that's fucked up about Instagram, and you see it with regular people, I'm not even talking famous people, like you'll be talking with people.
Yeah.
Like we were talking, my fiance and I were talking about this the other day. She was telling a story about a family friend.
Yeah.
Who bailed out on something weirdly. It was like, oh, I can't go to this. And then the other friend saw the next day that they were doing something. And this is like 6 degrees of connection. This is not any friends of ours.
Yeah.
But people think that it's like Instagram's so fake, and people know it's so fake that it's like they don't even register. Like they'll tell you to your face, like, I can't go, my dog died. And then the next day they're like, where they were supposed to be with you.
Yeah.
12 hours later. And it's like, did you not know that I would find it? It's just, it's creepy is what it is.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know what you're saying.
So the host marches in. He's like, you guys got some soul searching to do. I know that you guys were all in love with this fucking other girl, whatever. And all the guys were like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to like
bounce back from this.
Bounce back and fucking come back.
I knew her for 4 hours. Felt like a lifetime.
Seriously, man. They were all saying that. They're like, I've already made a connection with this girl. I don't know if I can just like move on or whatever.
Yeah.
And some
some guys walks in and it's like,
some guys were realistic.
I've moved on.
Some guys were realistic and they're like I didn't even really get a chance to interact with her too much. Like I was here to find love, so I'm going to continue going with that.
Yeah.
Sure, if that's your fucking message or whatever. So they gave them all like, you got to know tonight, and they all like walked in, and to a man, every single one showed up, and there was like always the guys that were like, oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this, and then they fucking march right in there like,
big smile on
I still want to be on TV. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't want it to end here.
Yeah. Now
So
let's be honest.
it
Are
ended
you
with-
surprised about that?
Not even a little bit.
Okay.
But I still gotta.
I'd be a little worried if you said, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah. Yeah. No, then I'm too committed. No, I see this show for what it is. Listen, I'm a scumbag. I watch it. I can't keep calling them scumbags and not admit to my own scumbaggery.
Well, you're a scumbag because you laugh at all.
But I'm feeding the machine. I'm the viewers.
Yeah.
I'm the audience.
You are a viewer.
Yeah. I'm buying merch. No.
No.
Oh, I wonder if there is Bachelorette merch.
100%.
You should buy one.
What you guys don't know is Chris has a huge mural in his room. Antonia drew it. She's a fantastic artist, but it's of season 8 of The Bachelorette, and it's got everybody on it, including the hosts, and it's in their bedroom. She did a fantastic job.
She did a great job.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, they do.
Dude,
Oh, this is Etsy. Sorry. I don't want to be on Etsy.
Oh, somebody's selling their merch.
Fuck.
How do you not get shut down by selling the Bachelorette?
It doesn't look
merch?
like they sell ABC sells shit. It looks like a lot of like Etsy stuff, but either way, you should definitely buy it. So
Antonia, you know what to get Chris for Christmas.
So yeah, next episode is with the new bitch, and they're just gonna act like none of this happened.
Yeah. Well, maybe they will though.
But the good news is that their odds are in half.
I guarantee you, at least 2 of the guys will bring up whether it's with the girl or just like, do they do like snippets of like the dudes like on their own?
Yeah.
They'll probably talk shit about it, or they'll say something about it.
Yeah.
You're not going to hear the end of it from them, but
no way. Those guys, like, I think one of the clips like coming up was a guy that was like saying to the new Bachelorette, like, you know, it was kind of hard for me. I was so invested in the other. Like, shut the fuck up, man. You don't even know this person. But you don't know this person.
No.
The best was when she came in to tell the guys, like, I'm out of here.
Deuces.
Thanks, but no thanks, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, listen to the guys, like, you know, like, I'm just like super proud of you. That's what I really admired about you. I'm like, and I'm literally saying out loud, I'm like, guys, she's not going to change your mind.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to fucking just be like, okay, yeah, all the best. Have at it.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah. Deuces.
Whatever. But like the guys, they were saying it in a way that was almost like they were trying to like win her back. I'm like, just, she's not changing her.
Shut up.
She didn't come in here looking like, maybe like I'll just take
somebody else.
I'll have one little quick look at these guys. Maybe I really want to do this. No.
Yeah.
Not happening. There's your Bachelorette update. Still terrible, but it's still going.
That's absolutely 1, insane, but 2, hilarious that that's how it panned out. Again, it's fucking crazy.
Here's a prediction I have now. Because this show, once something works on this show.
Oh, this is how it's going to be every season.
This is not the last time we've seen someone like pick someone right away.
Yeah.
This is
100%.
And what's going to happen is the next person that does it is going to want to be like, pick them even quicker. Like the fastest decision ever made. Like chaos on night 1. Like night 1, this dude's going to propose to someone. It's going to come to that. It's going to come to that.
Because somebody's going to do it just so they get like crazy hits.
Exactly. And that's why they do these things.
Yeah.
And again, like it's, once you watch enough, you realize it's just a game. And everyone's trying to like win. Like these are the things you got to do. Like, okay, if you get a second one-on-one, this is the one-on-one where you got to open up to her and tell her all these things. But now people are just fucking diving in with their first 15 minutes with her.
Look at the gifts. Like, that wasn't a regular thing at the start, was it not?
No, not since I was watching. And then it was rare.
Some guy just brought a gift, and then
it worked for him, and then everybody started doing
after
it.
That, everybody started.
There was a fucking girl. There was a girl. I think it was last season.
Yeah.
Night 1, she shows up with a bottle of champagne. It was her birthday that night. She was saving it for a year. She found out last year on her birthday that she was going to be on The Bachelorette in a year. Someone got her bottle of champagne. She saved it to open it with the fucking dude. A year later, someone else fucking popped it and drank it.
That is amazing.
a mess. She was very upset. She's like, "You did that on purpose." Like, these are open bars when they're doing.
And that was
people get
that
drunk
was for the
sometimes.
Bachelor.
That was for the Bachelor. It was a bunch of girls.
So another broad fucking
popped the bottle, and they all started drinking it. And the girl came over and was fucking beside herself.
Yeah,
but that's an example of a gift. Like that's how she's gonna make an impression on this guy. Like, oh, this guy, she brought a bottle of champagne. She wanted to open it just us. So
that's not how it went.
Yeah.
Sorry, sweetheart.
Sort of backfired. And so yeah, and it might not be next season, but it's gonna happen to a point where someone's gonna dial in on a girl or a guy quickly. And because it's now done, now you can't take it off the table.
Yeah.
Unless the show is gonna make them like sign contracts like you gotta see this out to the end. But the show just got so painfully aware that like she wasn't interested in anyone else. They had to cut it. They're like, this is dumb. We can't make a show out of this.
Yeah. I think what will happen is they'll play out this fucking stupid shit where somebody finds love in the first 3 episodes again. They'll play that out a couple seasons.
Yeah, it will.
But then they'll start doing like contracts where like you have to see it to the end. Whether you choose somebody or not, you got to play it out to the end.
Yeah. I've never seen anyone dial in like this.
It's fucking crazy.
You can do like on fantasy apps, you can do Bachelorette fantasy pools.
Oh my god!
Have draft,
bro.
People have draft parties night one.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a fucking serious thing.
I hope DraftKings is into that.
I bet you they are.
I would hope
DraftKings can make money; they'll do it.
Oh, 100%.
It's pretty basically like picking the Stanley Cup. It's 30 people, right?
Football is
sick, crazy.
Absurd.
Are you on DraftKings?
No, I see their ads everywhere.
Yeah, they're big into the UFC. They're a big sponsor with them.
Yeah.
So they'll post like updates of like people saw like parlays running, like where they picked all 5 fights, and
there's like I know for the Super Bowl you can bet on the coin toss.
I did that last year. I won a bunch of money.
Nice.
With our buddy Quinny. I won a bunch.
Nice.
We did like the prop bets. I had the over on the national anthem. No, I had the under. I got that. I got the coin toss.
Hang on, national anthem.
Yeah, so there's an over under on the national anthem at the Super Bowl.
What do you mean?
How long it's going to be?
God.
Because like there's like
what if you nail it on the dot?
It's a push. Money goes to the house.
No, but can you bet like, oh, it's going to be this amount of time?
I wouldn't. It's a pretty silly bet because it will be under. It will definitely be under, or it'll definitely be over.
Okay.
I think I got the under last year.
Jackpot if you did that.
And the under, I think the over under was set at like 1 minute and 37 seconds, which is a long time to sing the American national anthem. But everyone's always like, now it's a fucking performance. It's like, and like the fucking last note goes on for 18 minutes.
I was gonna say,
people are watching their fucking watches. They're like, shut up, or like, keep going, keep going. Yeah. That was me. So I got the coin cost. I got the national anthem. We bet on the points in the game, the amount of completions, like we like all the prop bets. $5 a bet.
Yeah.
Just keeps.
Now, was this just like between you guys, or did you do it on, like, online?
But you can do those online. Vegas. That's what Vegas makes all their money on.
I know you can do it online. I just wasn't sure if that's how you guys.
No, we just set it up ourselves. We just went online to check the odds on them.
Yeah.
But it keeps it interesting because if you don't.
Okay,
I'm not the biggest football fan.
Neither am I.
I'm in a pool though, and we all get together and watch the Super Bowl. The last couple of years we have, and if I don't have a team in there, I don't have any like as a neutral. I got no vested interest. I don't have a favorite team or anything.
Yeah.
So the game can be boring for me, but those prop bets like kept me engaged. Like I was cheering for scores.
Yeah.
Like there was a touchdown like right at the end when I didn't think there was gonna be, and that boosted me over the prop. There's another $5 for me. Like it kept it. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Again, like I used to watch a lot of CFL because I like a third cousin.
I used to watch a lot of CFL too.
My third cousin played for the Argos or whatever. Didn't really know him, but he would get us tickets, and then we'd always go down on the field after and meet the cheerleaders and hang out with him. And the guy's arms were like
12-year-old's dream, I bet.
Yeah.
Hanging out with cheerleaders.
Yeah, and like the guy's arms were like the size of my goddamn
What was his
head.
name?
Jeff Johnson, number 33.
I remember him.
Yeah,
he was like a halfback. It's a fullback or something.
And special
teams.
Special teams, yeah.
He was around for a few years because I did watch a lot of Argos around that time.
Yeah, so did I. But
CFL used to be bigger.
After he left, I had really no interest We weren't going to games as much. We weren't doing a whole lot of shit. I could care less. Audrey's dad used to go like every game almost.
Yeah.
They have like season tickets that they split between like 6 of them.
Argos are a dying breed.
I think the CFL is.
Yeah. They just can't compete.
What is happening with this XFL or whatever?
They're done. They got fucked by COVID. They restarted this year. And then COVID hit.
Yeah, because didn't
they had to fold.
The Rock and like his wife buy a big portion of the XFL?
I don't know anything about that, so I'm just going to speculate before I look it up.
Okay.
I would say
think he did.
I would say I don't think he put a lot of his money in. I bet you that he was given shares because the owner of the WWE is the one that runs the XFL. He's the one that started Vince McMahon.
Okay, yeah.
So I would.
He runs it?
Yeah, he was the one that started it. Yeah, so
I always hated that guy.
Yeah. So
no offense to you, sir.
So I would bet that Vince McMahon gave a large portion of shares to The Rock in exchange for promotion. That would be my bet off the top.
Yeah,
I can't see The Rock putting in a cent of his own money. He's not a dumb guy. No. The XFL is it was a crapshoot whether if COVID didn't happen, it was probably going to be 50-50 whether they went it past one season anyways. And now they're definitely and COVID hit and they folded.
I think you have a better investment going into that bikini league or lingerie
football league. That would Rob Ford was trying to get a team for a while. Years when he was mayor of Toronto.
I bet he was.
Yeah, he was trying to get or they had one and there was something weird with Rob Ford in the lingerie football league. It was pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that would be my guess. I will look up The Rock in the XFL.
Yeah.
But I would say that he was probably gifted shares because I don't think he's fucking.
I know it had to do with something with him and his wife or ex-wife. Again, I don't know a whole lot about The Rock in general, with his love life, but it was him and again either wife or ex-wife.
Oh, okay. So this is recently. He is now an owner of the XFL. Actor and former professional wrestler Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has teamed with business partner Danny Garcia and Redbird Capital, a private investment firm run by Goldman Sachs executive Jerry Cardinal, to buy the spring football league that filed for bankruptcy in April. So they're buying the dead league. So this was in August.
That's
they did
nice,
this.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're buying it for cents on the dollar. If that league was worth $100 million in the spring before it folded, and then it folded, now it's worth fucking $20.
Yeah.
So that would make sense.
It's not a bad.
Well, all they have to do is just get it back. One season, they probably make their money back and then sell it.
So have you ever watched, what is that show on HBO? Oh my God. Yeah, Ballers.
Never watched it. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so the whole thing is The Rock was an ex-NFLer. Now he's into the whole managing players and their financials. That's his thing because he doesn't want to see other players do what he did or what other retired NFLers have done where they blow their fucking money while they're making all the money. They blow all their money one year, they get injured, and then that's the end of their career. Yep. And now they have no fucking money. Yeah. Or they make a bad investment. Mm-hmm. And
which is usually what kills them.
All their fucking money. So I think in a way, that show actually has something to do with The Rock. Because he did used to play football.
I think so, yeah.
And I think he...
For a brief moment.
I think he's still in that realm. And I think that is part... one of his goals is to help footballers with their careers after football and during with financials.
There's a really good documentary. Do you know ESPN 30 for 30? They do 30-minute documentaries to an hour. They're really good. They're all really well done.
I think I've seen a few.
There's a good one you should check out. It's called Broke, and it's about athletes that have all gone broke.
Yeah.
And it'll go through their earnings, and it sits down, the guys will talk to you. And to a man, most of them say it's not the cars and the fucking homes and all that shit. It's the fucking bad business deals where you never see any money, where you put up millions and you never get a return on your investment.
Yeah.
It's hey man, I want to open up a restaurant. Hey buddy, and money's going out to your friends and family for bad fucking business deals.
Or a resort.
Yeah, and you never see a fucking cent of it, right? So
nothing ever happens.
Which makes sense. I mean, bad investments, if you're forking out, let's say $1 million and you're expecting to at least get that money back, okay, that's a wash, no problem. But if you're forking out $1 million a couple fucking times and you're getting nothing back, you go broke pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then again, the NFL, especially because their contracts aren't guaranteed, one injury, it's over.
That's just it.
It's done.
If it's something you can't recover from, you're fucked.
Yeah, Terrell Owens, he went broke. There was a few football players on there, a couple basketball players, guys that had made like $100+ million, gone. Yeah. I think Allen Iverson, he went broke, but he wasn't on this documentary. And he made over, like, with endorsement shit, he was like hundreds of millions.
I was gonna say he was one of the like most popular basketball players when he was playing.
Problem with a lot of these athletes is a lot of it's fucking keeping up with the Joneses. It's the flashy shit. It's the expensive cars. It's the biggest house. It's the fucking diamonds. It's this, like, what are you fucking buying diamonds to put on your wrist for? You know what I mean? Like $50,000 for a fucking watch, and I bet you that's chump change.
Yeah.
I saw this video one time of fucking Drake going through his outfit. It was ridiculous. Like, it was like. It was hard to watch. Like, this dude at work showed me, it was on his Instagram or some shit. He's like, watch this. And Drake's like, the coat, you know, that's $100,000. And the shit that he's just wearing. He's like, this necklace, he was wearing $1 million between, and he was wearing a sports jacket, a turtleneck, pants to match the sports jacket, shoes, and a watch and like a necklace. And he was wearing $1 million worth of shit.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Like, what in the fuck are you doing?
One, who is making your clothing that it's worth $100,000?
But again, it's all just fucking, it's flashing, right? It's showing off.
Silly, man. But hey,
it is silly.
Good for the people that are making the clothing and I can sell it to these idiots for $100,000.
Well, and also, if you can truly afford to wear $1 million to a fucking basketball game or wherever the fuck he was going, or
he probably hasn't worn that shit ever again.
No, and what's the resale value on clothes? Aren't clothes in there? It's all custom tailored, so it's not like you can fucking sell this shit again. It's not like a house or a car.
Unless he's given it and then has to give it back, and he's just wearing it to get the designer's name out there, and then the designer resells it, and he's just like, "Oh, it's $100,000." Yeah, but you didn't buy it; you were given it to wear for the night.
Yeah, I don't think this is what happened.
Show it off and then send it. But again,
Drake's worth a fucking fortune.
A lot of the actresses that go to all the fucking Golden Globes or whatever.
Yeah, those dresses are all given to them. Who are you wearing?
Yeah. And again, it's for that. It's to get the designer's name out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's absolutely absurd.
Yeah, I think it was $1 million. He's like, and it was just the way he was saying, like the smugness of it. And listen, Drake's a good guy. He promotes Toronto really well. Credit to him. He's done a lot of good things for the city.
100%.
But it was like the smugness of anybody talking like this. Yeah. And it's like, you know, it's this, that's fucking whatever brand. There, it's 200. Like, that's a fucking sweatshirt, bro.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. that shit better be so comfortable and last you forever, which it probably doesn't. You'd probably reach your hand too high up and it's going to rip.
I feel like I can say this confidently. If I was ever at a point where I had as much money as Drake, I don't think I would ever spend like $100,000 on a suit.
Never.
Or a pair of shoes or a watch or anything like that. I would just watch all that money in my bank account and be like, ha ha, it's mine. I'm not going to spend it.
Shit.
Yeah.
All my kids are going to go to whatever fucking school they want to go to.
My kids aren't going to school.
Chris is going to homeschool his kids. Antonia, please change his mind. I don't want to have an intervention.
Homeschooling's where it's too, bro.
I think that's one thing I love about hockey players and watching. So like pretty much every team now has like their own YouTube channel where you see behind the scenes. They do like day in the lives with certain players on their teams. And I like it because you see a lot of the players that aren't like all-stars. So you'll see like kind of, not necessarily no names, but
yeah, the third, fourth liners.
Yeah, and you see
sixth
like
defensemen.
And again, like who was it? Bozak and Kessel or somebody roomed together in a condo.
Yeah.
Downtown together. They split the condo.
Yeah, they lived together.
There's so many in I think Pittsburgh when James Neal was playing for Pittsburgh. He lived with somebody else and he lived across the street from somebody else. And they had like nothing in their fridge. They would always go across the street to the other guy's house to eat fucking breakfast.
Because the guy probably had like a wife and family. So they had food.
Yeah. So they went over to his place for breakfast and so would make him breakfast.
Sidney Crosby lived with Lemieux for like the first few years of his career.
Yeah.
But I think that was Lemieux making sure that
he didn't
number
do
one overall.
Stupid,
like he didn't fuck up his career.
He was an all-star.
Yeah,
Still
he was
is.
like he was touted to be like the next great one. He still was. He
Still
was the
kind of is.
might be. It's either him or McDavid as the best player still.
Yeah.
But Lemieux was also the owner of the team. He's like, no, you're living with me. You're not getting an apartment by yourself. I'm not letting these fucking worms get into your ear.
Yeah.
Just come live with me. My wife will fucking make you dinner. All you gotta
My wife will make you whatever the fuck you want.
What you gotta focus on is get to the rink and get back to the rink
on time.
Don't worry about all the bullshit.
Yeah.
And I bet you that was the fucking smartest thing he's ever done in his career.
Yeah. 100%.
It's an asset, right? You got to protect them. Because if I was 18 and I was told my entire life that I'm going to be the next great one, and now I'm moving down to another country, millionaire, 18 hockey player,
making, if not millions, like just shy.
There's going to be distractions.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. You're going to want to go out and party. Yeah. I know how I was when I was younger. We went and drank every weekend.
Yeah.
And we were not millionaires.
No, we weren't. Partied like millionaires.
Definitely we're not.
Visa was a big fan of us.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's fascinating the amount of fucking dudes that go broke. And watching this documentary and they go through it all. And it's the fucking... And often it is times it's like, I had 4 homes and then I got cut.
Yeah.
Like, well, you shouldn't have had 4 homes. This one dude told...
It's only good if you're having the 4 homes, but you're using 3 of them as like... income, yeah.
Rental market.
Renting them out, no.
Imagine
he just wanted fucking 4 houses.
The worst one was, and this guy was telling it, he's like, this is how fucking bad and stupid I got with money. He's like, one guy said he found out about taxes on his first check. He didn't know what taxes were. He's like, I got a signing bonus of $20,000, and then I'm like, where the fuck? I went to the general manager.
Where's my $20,000?
Where's my $20,000? And then like they had to sit him down, like, okay, no, there's taxes. Like this shit's gonna come off. A lot of guys didn't have fucking bank accounts.
Again, yeah, a lot of them are coming out of even university.
You're dumb. You don't know.
Not smart.
All they were doing was playing fucking sports.
Yeah, they got a scholarship to go play somewhere. So
NHLers barely graduate high school, man.
They're not.
Let's
not
kid ourselves.
They're not worried about finances because they didn't have to fucking pay for school. They just had to show up and do well in school to play.
Yeah.
And then they get out with these $1 million contracts.
Have at it.
And don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
They maybe had to pay for a phone bill. And I would bet you there's a lot of guys out there that didn't even have to do that.
They're just so insulated. Everyone's just like, just focus on playing hockey, soccer, whatever the fuck you're doing.
That's just it.
We'll worry about the rest, and they don't fucking learn anything. This one guy, I think he was a football player, and he was explaining, and he was a good football player. He was explaining how fucking stupid he got with money. He signed a contract. He got cut out of training camp, and he was already fucking pissed through most of his money. He got out of training camp. He knew that this was his last chance to play professional football. He got out of training camp. I might be mixing the story up a little bit, but I think I got the gist of it.
Sure.
He gets cut. They cut him like $100,000 check or a $50,000 check. His last paycheck he's ever going to get. What he does is he goes to the Hummer H2 had just come out and goes and buys it for $60,000 cash. That was what he did with his last thing. That's his last fucking paycheck. He doesn't know what he's going to do with the rest of his life. He's pissed through most of his fucking money, and he just went and bought a Hummer.
That's a fucking gas guzzler.
It just makes you sick hearing that shit. It's just like you just get into a different world. It's like it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I like that was the one I'm like, oh my God.
It's insane.
Don't buy a Hummer.
Yeah, just out of everything you could have bought, don't buy a fucking Hummer.
My dad had a Hummer for a few years.
Did he actually?
Yeah, he had the H2.
Your dad's not the guy I see.
He's an absurd person.
Oh my God. Yeah, your dad's the last person I see driving a Hummer.
His neighbors must have fucking hated him. Because that was when he was in a townhome, shared driveway. And he's fucking,
with the fucking
with a Hummer. No, it was
not
before that. No, that was a detached bungalow, the man cave one.
Yeah, fuck.
The one before that, he had a townhome, and he had a Hummer in the driveway. I was gonna say his neighbors 80% of the time. Never shoveled his driveway because he had the Hummer.
Yeah, he
would just fucking go over the ice.
Oh my God!
It was an absurd vehicle.
Your dad's hilarious.
He had that thing forever. Because they stopped making them right around the time he was thinking of getting rid of it. And he was thinking of like buying it out of its lease so that he could, because it would become like a collector car, make some money.
The H1s did.
Not the H2s or H3s.
No, the H2s look shit. So did the H3s. The original like Hummers that were used for like military vehicles, and I'm pretty sure they still are.
Yeah, Humvees are used for, but it was based on that.
Yeah, those ones I think still kind of hold their value.
So I got my license when he had the Hummer. I drove that thing.
Did you?
With like my G1 a couple times.
Fuck, should have picked me up in it.
It was absurd. It was a ridiculous vehicle.
It's
as wide as the lane.
Yeah.
And it's not a vehicle you should be learning to drive in.
You know what, though? It might be good to learn in, because then when you get into a car...
I forgot all about that that he owned that until just now. He had that for probably 5 years.
I can't believe your dad had that. That's so fucking funny, man. Again, your dad's like literally the last person...
You would picture driving a Hummer.
A Hummer, yeah.
Yeah.
Your dad and your Uncle Scott.
Yeah, they're... A Hummer.
Oh,
fucking crazy. Yeah. Last 60 grand you'll ever get.
Now you got to ask, did your dad get Tacoma because Rob had a Tacoma?
Yes.
Actually?
No.
Okay.
Actually, I think that did influence it. Our friend has a Tacoma, and my dad just got one. But I think that did. Yeah, they're great vehicles.
I don't love the middle backseat though. Let me tell you.
Every ragtag army in the world has a Toyota Tacoma with a 50 cal in the back. Those are great, reliable vehicles. You see them on the news every time. It's like there's a fucking Toyota Tacoma with a 50 cal in it.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? Those are fucking bulletproof vehicles.
Man. I love Rob's truck.
I think it did influence it. Because he was looking for like a smaller truck type vehicle. I said, well, Rob just got the Tacoma. He loves it. And he's like, that was what I was looking at. Yeah, best in class. Yeah. And so, yeah, a Hummer.
To a Tacoma.
Yeah. Well, the Hummer was, had
I know.
Probably 10 years. Yeah, crazy, man.
That's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's happening with the NHL?
No. Do you?
So I did look it up because I'm curious myself to when this shit's going to start. They say a tentative start for December 1st.
Of the training camps or the league?
League, I think. But I think that's probably been pushed back, and now they're looking into the new year.
Because training camps should be starting like now then.
You would think.
It's the 8th of November. They usually start at least 4 weeks before the season.
You would think. That's what I saw, that it's either going to be December 1st or January 1st.
I just can't see them going back without asses in the seats. I think it's too hard.
But I don't think you can take a year off.
Well, I'm not saying they need to take a year off. I think that they could probably start in like February or March.
I think if they're going to do seats in the stands, they got to do it down in the States because they're a lot more lenient. Again, all the football stadiums, or majority of football stadiums, have people in the seats. Not full, but there's people in the seats.
Oh, I should look then.
I'm just very curious because, again, I don't think they could take any more time off. Season's got to start now. It's going to be a short season because you got to think if they...
There won't be any NHL in 2020.
Okay,
this is on October 6th. The league and the NHL Players Association announced on Tuesday they are targeting January 1st.
Okay, so that's what I thought. I thought it was December 1st.
January 1st then.
Okay.
That's what it's looking like right now.
Maybe it was training camps will start December 1st.
That's possible.
Maybe that's what I saw.
Yeah, it doesn't look
I didn't read the whole article. I just read
I'm a big headline guy myself.
Yeah, I just read the snippet. Again, I'm not a big reader.
No.
So I'm not going to sit there and read your 3-page article.
It's amazing you got through that much of the headline.
I was surprised.
Were you sounding the words out?
Yeah, I was. I really was. I had to ask for help on a couple of them. But
I don't know.
I just don't. The states, they're having people in the football stadiums. Now, I think majority of them are open because a lot of the stadiums down there aren't closed.
They're outside.
So I think that's one way they could do it. But again, none of the NHL arenas are outside except for when they do.
I would not be surprised if they push back that January 1st. Just based on what we're talking about.
So here's my argument with if they push it back. The farther they push it back, either the shorter the season's going to be, and then they're just doing the Stanley Cup the way they did it back in when they started, like June or July.
They'll want a real season.
But again, you got to start sooner than later now because you want to get back on track for the following year. And you don't want it to run where the Stanley Cup finals run till the end of August. And then mid-September, you're back at it again. Yeah, you got to give everybody a bit of a break, even if it is a month and a half.
Yeah, because the league usually starts October 5th or 6th every year.
So again, I
would think that most leagues are probably operating on the assumption that they will be back to regular activity by this time,
2021.
21.
Yeah.
At the latest, hopefully.
That's everybody's hope.
Everyone's hope.
Whether it's going to be the case or not
is a different
story. But you got to think they want to be back on track by then.
I was laughing the other day on the radio, and just for context for people listening, I wear my mask. I follow all the COVID guidelines. But
hang on. Before I lose my train of thought,
yeah.
There was a guy. So I filled up for gas before coming here. Mm-hmm. And there was a guy at the gas pump, had a mask on at the pump.
Okay. It's a bit over the top, but all right.
Again, why you got a mask on at the pump? Like, nobody else is close to you. Whatever, though.
Yep.
Do your thing.
Have at it.
Not gonna... You do what you got to do.
Yep.
Takes his mask off before he gets in the car. And I'm 80% sure he didn't, like, have hand sanitizer in the car. And then I look over and he's rubbing his face. I'm like... Guy, you're
doing it backwards.
You defeated the purpose.
You're doing
of
it backwards. Yeah.
Like, you wear the mask to protect you from like other people and to protect other people from you.
Yes.
More so protect other people from you.
Standing alone at a gas pump.
Yeah,
well,
nobody's
I believe
around.
Their official definition of when you should wear masks is when you can't social distance. So gas pumps are 15 feet apart. You're well outside of the fucking spit zone.
I'll be honest.
I
If
can
you want
watch
to
a
judge
movie
me,
that far,
I do
but-
not wear a mask at the gas pump.
No, neither do I, and that's probably because I'm a terrible person.
Maybe.
I'm standing
But
outside alone.
I also don't touch my face from the time I get out of my car to the time I get back in my car and sanitize my hands. Then I'll touch my face.
I was chuckling because the other day on the radio I flicked on to listen to the traffic report, and the top the fuck is that? Sorry, there's a noise going on outside. Sounds like some raking.
It sounded like it was right outside.
It sounded like it was right there.
We should open the door.
No, it's fine. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
I wish I had my fucking car thing. Beat my horn at them. I hope you guys could hear the horn.
And the top doctor, Tam of Canada, she was like, now we have to wear masks that are like triple layered, filtered, all this shit. And in April, she's like, don't wear masks. Masks are not needed. Now we're up to triple layer mask, put a filter on there. Don't even look at me. It's just like
not even.
And I'm sure that's going to step up again. I just thought it just kind of chucked.
Mine is definitely not triple
I was literally
layered.
just laughing. I'm like, okay, we've gone from April to fucking now we're wearing fucking shoe boxes on our heads.
Yeah. Where's our hazmat suits?
It's coming to that.
Oh my god. It's pretty crazy, and again, who knows when the fuck this shit's gonna be over.
June 2021.
I don't think it's ever gonna be the same. I think it's gonna take a while before, like, again, going into stores. I think you're always gonna need a mask for a while.
I was talking with a buddy of ours, and he made some points about it that are true. There's some things that probably won't ever go back, like the plexiglass barrier is up. Why would you take those down again? You really don't need to. You know what I mean?
It also,
like, those things will probably stay.
I know
the availability of hand sanitizer will probably stay.
Again, having it at the front door of the grocery store,
yeah,
whatever store you're going into,
those things will stay. And he also thinks that mask culture, to a certain extent, will stay. Where if you're sick, put on a mask.
Yeah, but
I've gone back and forth on that a few times.
Fucking follow that, even after what we just went through.
People are going to forget very quick,
dude. How many people did you know before this would still go to work, would still go to hockey, would still go to the gym?
Everyone did.
With the sniffles.
Yeah, everyone. Myself included.
There's people that are still doing that now.
Yeah.
Literally not feeling well, going to work.
The biggest problem that's in order to change that is you have to change. There's a definite stigma around when you're working. Oh, Jim took a day off. He's got the sniffles. You know what I mean? That's a fucking legitimate thing.
Yeah.
And also people are burning sick days and holidays that they don't want to do because, listen, dude, it's just a cold. I can go in and do my job. I'm fine. I'm a little tired, whatever. But now they want you to stay home for that. So they got to find a way to adjust where people aren't losing money to stay home with literally the sniffles.
Yeah.
That's what has to change in order for the culture to change.
I think,
in my opinion,
it's tough for jobs where you're doing either manual labor, shit like that.
That's me, yeah.
Right? Because you can't do your job from home.
No.
But at the same time, I think there needs to be a lenience on, okay, we need to relook at sick days and...
We can't ask people to stay away when they exist, because the problem with COVID-19 is all the symptoms are the same symptoms as the common cold and flu, which haven't gone away. Those are still things.
Those are still fucking.
So the problem is now, if you check off any of the boxes that you have the symptoms, you're not supposed to be going anywhere. You're not supposed to be going into anything.
2 weeks.
That's what. I don't even think it's 2 weeks anymore, but I think it's just they don't want you around if you have any symptoms. I think they're easing back on that 2 week thing.
I have no idea.
I'm in the world. That's my understanding.
Okay.
I know that they dialed it back for schools and stuff.
I always thought if you had the symptoms, it's 2 week isolation still.
I could be wrong.
Or maybe 7 days just to see if they go away. Or
I think I think everyone wants you to operate on the assumption that if you don't have any symptoms, you're fine. If you have symptoms, stay away. Come back when you don't.
True.
I think that's how people are kind of rolling with it right now. Again, I could be wrong. But I think that's more or less it.
Hang on, we're not doctors.
I am a doctor.
Yeah, Chris
Aardvark University.
I forgot. Yeah, Chris has his PhD from Aardvark University. So Chris almost threw the ice on the floor. I'm really not upset with this whiskey.
It's fucking good.
Proper 12.
Shout out to Conor McGregor. I was so reluctant to buy it because it's Conor McGregor.
So was I.
And all right, so back to what I think we started talking about this at the start. So vodka, like Ciroc is like Diddy's vodka. It's garbage.
Okay, the peach one's not bad.
It's bad.
It's not terrible.
Kettle One has a peach vodka that'll fucking blow that thing out of the water.
Okay, fair enough.
And that's a legitimate vodka.
Fair enough.
So the thing is, and I think I heard someone talking about this, if you're gonna make everyone and their brother, if they want to make a liquor, they just make a vodka because it fucking sells in booths and shit like that. Let's get fucking Post
majority
Malone's
of
vodka.
vodkas taste like ass.
And vodka is not like a connoisseur thing. But if you're gonna make whiskey, it's probably got to be fucking good for people to buy it. But I thought that he was just making a whiskey. Fuck it, I'm Conor McGregor. They're gonna buy whatever I give them. I didn't think he cared.
That is true.
That is true. But that'll only get you your first bottle. That's not gonna get people to buy it again. I will buy this again.
For him, that'll get him his first million bottles.
But you still got overhead every year. You still got the machines pressing out. You want this shit to keep selling.
Now I want to know how long in the making it actually was. Like, when did he actually start thinking, I want my own whiskey? Because I would say it wasn't over a month that he's like, I want my own whiskey. Next thing you know, there's a whiskey out. No, there was probably some serious...
He probably worked on it for a year plus, I would think.
And who helped him with it?
There's people that make whiskeys and stuff like that. There's a
No, but he's got to have like a guy that's like...
There was a big radio host that he bought a winery. He was in Toronto. He was a AM radio sports guy. And he has a winery. And I think literally he and his wife are like, maybe we should get in the wine business. And then you find someone, and then like when a winery comes up for sale, the people that make the wine, they still work there and they need a new job. So you work with those people. Like, this is the flavor we're looking for. I'm sure you do a million fucking taste tests. But I thought that he was just going to put out a bottle of whiskey. It wasn't going to be that good. Fuck it, buy it. I'm Conor McGregor. But it's a good it's good. It's quite good.
No, I actually really enjoy it.
The fucker done it. He got me hook, line, and sinker. Smooth
blend with hints of vanilla, honey, and toasted wood. Would you put the wood in the toaster?
Yep.
Please don't try that at home.
I think you should. Burn the fucker down.
I was trying to see how long it's sat in the barrels for.
It doesn't matter. It works. Whatever the fuck it is. I thought it was a 12-year-old whiskey.
Dublin 12, so I'm guessing 12?
It's called proper 12, so I'm thinking it's a 12-year-old whiskey.
Okay, yeah. So again...
But there's people that people make beer at home. They have craft breweries, they have craft things.
So either he found somebody that already had shit pre-made, because how are you pre-tasting a 12-year-old whiskey? You're not. Unless you're waiting 12 years.
It's not a 12-year-old whiskey.
And he hasn't...
It's Dublin. It says Dublin 12. I think that's like a section of where he's from. That's why.
But anyways, like, you got to think of that, right? Like, how long is this sitting in the barrels for?
Okay, but also... Because
you're not taste testing being like, after 6 months, this is going to be fantastic. But right now, it tastes like ass.
I think the weird thing, too, is every batch comes out different. Like, there's a year to year. Like, there'll be good years. Yeah. It's like wine. Same thing with whiskey. There's good years, and there's some that'll taste different based on the year.
Yeah.
What I would say...
Like, I know with wine,
is he probably bought... Weather. Because there's... You and I, are not connected to the fucking alcohol industry. We don't understand it.
No.
But I will guarantee you that every year at the like whiskey Olympics, there's fucking dudes that have their own little small operations. Yeah. Like 2 guys, they make whiskey. It's really good. And I would bet that he linked up with somebody like
Found
that.
Them
they created a company.
Blew up their production.
And then there you go.
Put my name on it. I'll pay for everything. That's
exactly what it is.
True.
And I think that's
I never thought of that.
And I think that's how you do it. Because again, I mean, if you go down to Niagara to do those wineries, a lot of those you can't even buy at the LCBO, right? And they're out there, you never heard of unless you were there.
Again, I know. So if you want to order small beer from small breweries, you go to the LCBO. You can either go online and do like your own order. And you can find all these breweries as long as they have stock. You can get it.
You can buy directly off them too.
There's so much stuff that the LCBO doesn't stock.
Yeah, that's
but
out there.
Carries is absurd.
Yeah, so I would say that's probably what happened. But whatever the fuck he done, he put his name on something that's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
I do enjoy it. I would like to see what Rob thinks of it because Rob thoroughly enjoys whiskey.
And he knows quite a bit more about it than us.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a connoisseur.
Yeah.
He started this whole fucking thing for us.
Actually heard some guy talk about like alcohol in general and hard liquor to be exact. That those who actually like hard liquor are like pompous fucking assholes. Because let's be honest, if alcohol or hard liquor didn't give the effect that it does, would you drink it? Because it 100% doesn't taste like iced tea. So if it didn't get you drunk or buzzed, whatever, would you actually drink it? Probably not. Now, wine and beer are, I would say, on a different spectrum, but like hard liquor in general, like do you like drinking rum on its own? Do you like drinking vodka on its own?
There is people that do.
Yeah, but like...
Rum I could drink. The like Mount Gay Barbados rum is really good.
Really?
I think the Black Label one.
Okay. No, I just like the way he analyzed it was like...
He's probably got a fucking point.
So many people that, again, like, I love me a good glass of bourbon on the rocks or neat.
Just to look like...
Just to look fucking cool and try to like be all high and mighty with their buds.
I don't order whiskey or bourbon in restaurants for that reason, though.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to look like an asshole.
See, I don't even...
It's also easier and cheaper. It's a financial thing, too. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But it's easier to just be like, yeah, I'll just take a bottle of beer.
See...
I don't even drink beer at home.
If I'm at a restaurant, I'm not ordering a beer. I will order a glass of whiskey, a Manhattan. Something like that. I'll order, again, probably a glass of bourbon, whatever it is, because I can't drink beer with food.
I remember...
Because I get too bloated.
I'm not going to name the place, and I'm not going to name the people. Do you remember the bar that we used to drink at underage?
Yes.
That was in my neighborhood?
Yes.
Okay, so for anyone who's not listening, there used to be this bar, literally in my subdivision. It was...
Is it still around?
It's still open.
It is?
Yeah, that's why I'm not going to...
No. Because, again, I'm never up there anymore, so...
It's still open. So, there...
For a second, I had 2 in mind. And then I...
Yeah, don't say them.
No. Yeah. And then I really got to thinking. Now I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, so there was literally a bar in the middle of the subdivision I grew up. And it's like, if you go through this town, it's just homes. There's no need for any sort of stores. And then there's this like bar in this little strip plaza. There's a convenience store, there's a bakery, and there was a dentist office, and there's a bar.
And then this.
There's a bar. And they would serve us underage.
Dude, we were like 17 when we started going there.
I was 17 when I first started going there. I started going there with my stepdad.
Yep.
And he's like, let's go up to the local pub. He's like, we'll watch.
Okay, now to be fair, we all looked young as fuck.
Oh, they knew we were underage.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
They even told us one night.
Well, they locked us in there one night.
Yeah, we shut it down. They're like, we're closing, but you guys are more than welcome to stay. But either we're calling you a cab or you guys call your own cab.
Yeah.
And the one bartender, I forget who I was with, but we were at the bar and she was like, I would rather you guys drink here than be somewhere else and
Up to no good. We
can't. Something happens, and I get that, but at the same time,
yeah.
I'm
but
like at this,
whatever.
Yeah, come on, lady.
Quit fooling yourself.
Yeah, come on.
We're spending money.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, and here's the thing, where it was situated, it was in the middle of a residential area. We couldn't get into any trouble. Like we couldn't it's not like we could have walked out there and there's a million people and you can pick fights. It would when we were there, it was pretty low key. We're not gonna do anything. We're gonna go back down to the street to my place. It was all well and tame.
Yeah,
we would just drink there. So I remember
we just thought it was fucking cool.
Here's a hilarious thing. We were drinking there so long. I had my 19th birthday there, and we'd already been drinking there for 2 years.
Yeah, I remember that.
We had already been drinking there for 2 years, and I had my 19th birthday there.
Me and Dan got fucked up there one night. And I went to high school class the next day, hungover as fuck.
Yeah,
dude, I thought I was gonna puke all day. I had a 8 a.m. class, and I went to Tim Hortons. I left Dan sleeping in my room.
We should also specify when we say we were served underage, it's not like we were giving fake IDs.
No,
we
not
never ID'd once.
I never had a fake ID.
Yeah,
never.
The reason I brought this up is because you mentioned a Manhattan, and our good buddy who lives out west. He was in a pretentious phase where he's like, I'm not gonna get a beer. I'm gonna get. I think it was a Manhattan or an old fashioned.
Yeah, both are.
And it was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life because he orders an old fashioned, and we'd been drinking in there, and he orders this fucking old fashioned, and I think an old fashioned's like bourbon.
Yeah.
Like a liqueur or it's not great. I like bourbon, but an old fashioned is not. I'm not a big fan of it.
I can't remember off the top of my head. One is again bourbon. Sometimes it's like a burnt orange peel and then some bitters.
Yes, that's it. That's an old fashioned. It's not my favorite, and I like bourbon.
See, I don't hate it. And again, for me, it's a little extra flavor. You get the little burnt orange, whatever.
Yeah.
But for me, I'd rather have that at a restaurant because again, I can't drink beer and then have a nice meal after.
No, I
can't get through it. Yeah. So I'm either not finishing my beer or I'm not finishing my dinner.
It's generally the beer's got to go.
Yeah.
Because you want to get that steak stuff down there.
Oh, yeah.
So he orders, he's like, we're 17 and a half years old and he's a hot shot. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to get an old fashioned. So she's like, okay. She fucking whips him up this fucking old fashioned. And his fucking face when he took the first sip.
Hilarious.
Oh, it was choking it back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how was that? He's like, it was good.
Oh my God.
But it's funny what the shit that you'll order to I ordered a few things that I'm like, oh, I've always wanted to try one of these and order and what is
my
this?
first time ordering a Manhattan or bourbon. Again, when you're coming out of high school young, and you're not drinking beer.
It was just a funny thing. It was just
Mickey's anymore.
Mickey's.
What the fuck? You don't know what the fuck to order other than a beer or a shot of something. So you go through the list of beverages. Dude, I've gone through, now, mind you, the kegs menu or beverage menu changes. I don't want to say super frequently, but frequently. I've gone through in a season or a half a year, gone through their entire drink menu.
How often do you go to the keg?
Okay, but sometimes we're going there for an appetizer and drinks.
Fair enough.
Not always going there for fucking steak dinner.
All right, fair. So you go in for a few drinks, appetizers.
Yeah, and then so if I get 2 drinks, I'm getting 2 different drinks.
So you burn through the drink menu.
Yeah, and again, trying to figure out
what do you like, what don't you like?
Yeah.
What did you like? What did you discover? Of a pre-made cocktail, which one would you order?
They had this black. This is gonna sound so gay. They had a blackberry.
You're about to get canceled. You can't say that.
Smash or whatever. I forget what it was. Might have been gin or vodka, but it was a blackberry smash, and I could have drank those. And it wasn't like they poured syrup into it. No, they literally took blackberries, smashed up the blackberries, put in.
Oh, you're a fancy girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were good.
A blackberry smash.
And I can't remember.
Gin smashes and vodka smashes.
It's either the old fashioned or the I think it's the old fashioned I prefer. But when I get put under pressure and the waiter comes over or the waitress and they're like, what can I get you to drink? I always panic. And it's a 50-50 split that I'll order the right one. But I think it's an old fashioned that I prefer.
Okay, so Manhattan. Oh my God, why do they always give you a
fucking... Because I think a Manhattan has liqueur in it.
Manhattan is 2 ounces of bourbon or rye, an ounce of vermouth. Two dashes of bitter and orange bitters and garnished with a brandied cherry.
Yeah, see, I don't think that's the one I like. I think I like the old fashioned. Manhattan's too much shit in it. It
That's
gets
all
me.
the shit.
It gets me up to like, what was
Yeah,
it?
Manhattan's the orange one.
Yeah, and it's just
Or old fashioned, isn't it? Is an orange
yeah,
one.
it's like bourbon, orange peel,
And there's like a bitter that was it.
a type of bitter, and the bitters like are whatever.
Yeah, they don't really
Dark
change
and
it too much.
Stormy. The keg introduced me to those. Those are pretty good, which is dark rum and ginger beer.
Okay.
Those are pretty good.
Like ginger beer is only good mixed into things.
Yes.
You had it on its own before?
Yes.
It's atrocious.
Not good.
No.
No. Spicy.
It is. It's actually spicy.
Yeah.
Like hurts your nose.
Yeah.
You're not supposed
Like
to
I
drink it down
don't
your
like.
nose.
I'm not going to drink a whole one, but to like a little sip
Mm-hmm.
or to finish off a bottle, if you got a little extra from your dark and stormy, sure. Not going to say no.
I'm just thinking of that fucking place we used to drink at. There was time they closed the
They
doors.
had great wings.
Still do.
Have you been?
I've been within the last year and a half.
You should have called me. I would have gone with you.
I met a buddy there. He lives in that area from trade school. I showed him that because he lives up by like right there now.
Right, yeah.
And I think he goes there all the time. Gets takeout. I'm like, yeah, I've been coming here since I was 17.
Yeah, we all have.
They locked us in there one night and we partied with them. It's like 5 of us and the two older ladies, like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then they drove us home. They drove us home after.
Oh,
you don't even remember that.
You guys maybe stayed later.
I definitely got a ride home
from one of them.
Yeah,
and
we were partying with them all night.
I never did.
I thought you were with me. Like it was like 3 of us in the car. And they dropped us off. I'm like, okay, see you later.
No way.
Yes.
Shit, how fucked up was I?
I don't know.
Pretty fucked up. Probably.
I don't like
17.
Yeah.
I remember going over to your house with a 2.6 and a 2 liter of ginger ale.
Oh, I remember what story I was going to tell. Sorry, go
drinking Ryan Cokes or Ryan Gingers. Yeah.
How sick were you?
Not very, but very hungover the next day. Very hungover.
I had a cleaning lady find like all these liquor bottles in my closet.
How old are you?
And like 16.
Okay. Makes sense.
15, 16, grade 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
And what would happen is like we would be a few buddies and we'd split like either a 40 or a 60.
Yeah.
And we'd each pour like a Mickey amount into a water bottle.
Yeah. You split it up.
Because we had no money. And that's how we wanted to drink. So that's how we would do it.
That's how you
And I always ended up with the...
You also put it in a backpack.
In a backpack.
You don't want to spill.
I always had the fucking...
Backpack.
The backpack. And I ended up... At one point I had like 7 like 40s of like vodka and rum and shit like that. Empties. All empties of my thing. And to an untrained eye, it would appear that I'm a fucking degenerate alcoholic, pounding bottles of rum at 16.
40s at the age of 16.
In my room alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, you're coming back and you split it between 4 other dudes.
She took all the bottles out. I wasn't home. She took all the bottles out and put them in my mom's bathroom. And then my mom got home and she's like, I need to talk to you. I was like, what's up? She's like, your son has a problem.
Oh,
she's like,
no.
Yeah, she fucking ratted me out.
Oh, no.
She ratted me out.
Why wouldn't she come to you first? Now, like, did you know her?
No, she just fucking... She cleaned her house there twice a month.
Oh, okay.
She
would be there while you were at school?
I would occasionally see her.
Okay.
Whether she was home.
You didn't fucking know her. You were just...
I knew like...
You would pass by.
Oh, there's Deborah or whatever the fuck. Like...
Sure.
Hi, Deborah.
Yeah.
And then I would leave. Like she's vacuuming or some shit. Like, and I'd just carry on.
But like, and so I don't know, if you're there for that everything long, up. Like...
But she wasn't a nanny. She would show up. She'd run a vacuum through, clean a bathroom and leave. It's not like she knew the family. She wasn't a family friend.
She didn't give a fuck.
That's what I mean. Like she didn't raise me.
Found all these
she just
bottles
found
and
and also she
felt worried.
And here's the fucking thing. She was snooping because she never needed to go into my closet. My closet door was closed.
Always closed.
And all she would do is come in and run a vacuum through in my floor. So the fuck?
Maybe you had like a shoestring or something poking out and
she was snooping because I had the bottles hidden. I had them hidden. Like I had them kind of like...
She was worried for you.
She was fucking snooping is what she was doing.
She was looking for your goods.
Fucking takes all the bottles, piles them up, tells my mom, she's like, your son's got a problem, like whatever. She's like, my daughter, I wish I'd have known. She started drinking, then she became like addicted to cocaine.
Raging, alcoholic, drug addict.
Her daughter like went down like...
It's off the rails.
I get her reasoning for it.
Sure.
And my mom was like, yeah, fuck off. Like my mom knew that we were drinking at the time. I just had the
It was
empties.
like my mom. My mom knew.
Yeah. Whether like there's a totally reasonable discussion to be had about whether our parents should have been letting us drinking. I'm not certain that we should have been allowed to drink the extent that we did, but whatever. They were looking out for us, kind of, I guess, in their own.
I also think so.
I don't think they were malicious.
I think your parents were the same as mine. Like
they wanted us to be there.
We were either at my house or your house. Not all
Most
the time.
of the time.
Sometimes we would go to a house party, but like my parents always knew. Again, if we were across the street at somebody's house, partying all fucking week.
Yeah.
Or every weekend, or that I was at your house having drinks. My parents, they didn't really care because I don't think they did. Now this is what they've told me, but at the same time, like they would rather be there and make sure that we're doing it like safe.
Because we're going to do it anyways.
We're going to do it. Whether
we're teenagers.
And again, if you tell us not to do it, we're probably going to do
lie.
It even more.
Now we're just going to lie to you and sneak around.
We're never going to tell you anything to begin with.
Yeah. I'm sure, like, it's...
And let's be honest, there's been a few nights where it's, like, kind of nice to have a parent there because...
There was probably good things.
Somebody's gone a little too far out of hand.
Completely off the rails. Yeah.
But...
Yeah. That was a fucking...
That's hilarious. I
completely forgot that we used to drink in a fucking bar. And then I had the balls to have my 19th birthday there. Yeah, as if it wasn't.
Okay, but they didn't give a fuck.
I know, but the optics of that are hilarious.
We fucking paid their rent every fucking month. 100%.
We weren't going that often. Well, there was a time we were going pretty frequent.
Come on, we were there like every weekend for a little bit.
We couldn't believe our luck.
I would call
if you're 17 years old, like how fucking lucky were we? Like kids would beg to be in our position.
I would call you and be like, dude, what are you doing? You'd be like, I'm going to so-and-so to watch the game. Be like, okay, I'll see you over there. Yeah. Save me a seat.
Yeah, and then we go.
And then I'd
watch a Leaf game and drink pitchers of beer.
Your stepdad and we're drinking beer and watching the game. Like, fuck.
There's kids now that would have killed to be in our, and I'm happy that we had that because if you're 17, what you do in high school when you're drinking, something like that, at least in my experience, is you're thinking about where you're going to drink and how you're going to get there and how you're going to get booze. That's the only things that consume. Like, where's the next party? Oh, fuck. Where can we drink this week? Can we drink at your house? No, we can't. Oh, fuck. Okay, where are we going to go? Are we going to go to a park? We fucking we found a bar that would just let us go in there and get fucked.
Yeah, but I feel like that's not a big thing anymore.
No, because it's irresponsible.
No, but even a few years after we left, I feel like going out and getting fucked up, like, again, we had helicopters called on us like every weekend because we used to literally our entire grade
would show
in
up
high school
at a park.
Would show up at a park and get fucked up. Mm-hmm. And we'd be running through the forest and we'd go to the next park. And then they'd show up there and then we were like, hey,
super white trashy to think about.
But still, it wasn't like it was like 7 of us doing it. It was our entire fucking grade and then some.
Most of the people we knew.
Yeah.
We found a bar and we were able to drink in it.
Now, mind you, we could have went to that, like, our houses, but started out at the park.
It's so cool to be able to go to a bar.
It's also makes for great stories. Like, again, I remember running through a backpack full of beer, running through the fucking forest, like oh, fuck, are the cops following us?
There was one night where we went to 3 different places. We started at the one park in the subdivision that I lived.
Yeah.
This was at the end of the summer. The cops had enough, so they were ready for us. They showed up. They brought a helicopter. They chased us out of that park. We ended up at the school that you went to public school at, and you're on the other side of town.
Yeah.
Everyone ended up there. They break that up. There's a golf course that runs through your subdivision.
Yeah.
We ended up going to there, and then we ended up at the park across the street from my house.
Oh, you went all the way back.
Everyone went all the way back. And then they locked, because where that park was across the street from my house, it only had 4 entrances, and it was encompassed by residential. So you couldn't, those other places you could have escaped. On the golf course, you can go 100 different directions. Yeah, those schools, you can go 100 different directions.
There's so many places. Like
this park, they had us locked in.
On the golf course that didn't have fences. You could just cut through through the side of 2 houses.
And then you're on a different street.
And you're gone.
So they chased us all the way back. We end up at the park across the street from my house. There's cops at all 4 entrances, and they got the helicopter circling. Now they're like putting the fucking squeeze on us. So I would just grab like whoever was near me that I knew. I'm like, we're getting the fuck out of here because I'm not getting arrested tonight.
Yeah, I'm not doing this.
I'm like, I live right there. We're going to my backyard.
Yeah.
So
okay, how many people actually got like in trouble?
A few. The ones that they
really?
caught. They always caught a few.
I never thought they caught it.
But the extent of the trouble was they phoned your parents came pick you up, and your parents were mad at you.
Now I want to say, if you're a police officer and you're listening to this and you're from our area and
sorry.
you know what you're talking about, one, we apologize, but at the same time,
we were young.
You're welcome, because it was always late at night. You probably had nothing else to do, and we gave you something to do.
That's
it was probably fun.
Pretty arrogant way to look at it, but I respect it.
Yeah, it gave them something to do instead of sitting in a parking lot on their phones or on their laptops or whatever they did back then.
The thing that I didn't understand is why they cared so much. They put a lot of resources into...
It's because they're getting calls every fucking weekend.
For the noise, I guess.
Yeah, probably from multiple houses being like, there's kids drinking in the park. There's 100 kids drinking in the park. Because it escalated. It was like a small group.
Yeah.
Then that group grew. Yeah. Then it was the entire grade. How many kids were in our grade?
Probably about 100.
Okay. And then that grew because I remember...
And there was other grades as well.
I was going to say, because my brother, who's 2 years older than me, or us, ended up, a bunch of his buddies, they would go. Like, it expanded. And it expanded quickly.
Like, it went from like that was all within a 5-week period.
Yeah, it went from like 10 kids to 20 to 100.
100 running through a fucking forest with helicopters.
200
and we're not exaggerating. Like, helicopters would literally shine their spotlights on you, and they would like track us through the woods and tell the cops where to go.
Yeah.
And so we end up at this...
Again, you're welcome. for something to do.
Such a waste of resources.
Still, it gave them.
I'm sure there was real crime going on.
Maybe. And you're welcome to those guys because you probably succeeded.
I grabbed a few buddies. I'm like, come on, we're getting the fuck out of here. They're like, we can't. Cops right there. I'm like, I got this. So we fucking go walking out. I also come from a family of cops, so I know how to kind of talk to them.
Yeah, deal with them.
So we go walking out, and as soon as like we approach, because they had us, everyone was in the middle because no one wanted to be near an entrance. Because as soon as you went near an entrance, they were just grabbing kids. Yeah. Right.
So pretty much everybody was just partying in the woods.
Well, they were partying on the basketball court in the middle of this park.
No. But when the cops came...
The one that was across the street from my house, right?
Oh, that one.
Directly across the street from my house. That's the one I'm talking about. That was where we ended up.
That park is so small,
it's tiny.
Man. You can see it from every entrance.
Okay, so now you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, so everyone's in the middle. No one wants to get too close to the edges because cops are just grabbing kids. And so I grabbed literally.
So what? They weren't coming into the park and being like, "You're coming."
I think they were waiting for more people, but they had a cruiser at each entrance, and a helicopter was around.
Fuck.
It was so bizarre.
Yeah. So again, they're containing you.
You can tell you grew up in a small town when the fucking the regional police force is using their helicopter to watch kids drink beer. So we end up at that park, and so I grab a couple buddies. They're like, "What are we gonna do?"
Yeah.
I'm like, we're just going to go to my house. I'm like, we can't. Cops are. I'm like, I got this. So we go walking up, and as soon as we do one of the cops comes walking towards me. I'm like, we're just passing through. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I live right there. You can go and knock on that door. This is my house. It's my parents here. And they're like, just fucking go. Like it's like every fucking weekend we're chasing these fucking kids around. And I just acting like we're just like passerbys.
Yeah.
We're the same age.
Yeah.
We clearly just come from that group of people.
I have a backpack full of booze.
And then we went and sat in my backyard.
Watching it all?
And I think
you should have sat in the fancy room.
No, I think my stepbrother was living with us at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And he sat back there with us, and like the spotlight was just fucking hitting the backyard occasionally. It would just light it up like the 4th of July. Those things were bright.
Yes. It's not dim. Yeah. Those big lights.
So yeah, that's
hilarious.
We went to 4 different places. That's how bad we wanted to drink as
teenagers.
I wasn't
there for that one. I just remember. So I think.
But that happened a couple times, going from one school to your school to the golf course.
So I met up with a couple of people when you guys, again, it was early when that started. Like, people started showing up at 7. I remember meeting up with people at
as soon as you were done dinner on a Friday night, you were there.
Dude, I remember meeting up with people at like 7:38. And they're like, oh yeah, we already got kicked out of this place. Like, meet us here.
Yeah.
And then we walked to one other place. And then like we we walked there and cops are already there and we're like, fuck, like, what are we going to do? So we just like, there was like a creek that would run through like pretty much all 3 places except the park that was outside your house. And we just sat there for like the longest time just drinking in the creek. Because like they're not coming in there. They're just monitoring everybody else. And I think we ended up going to somebody's house because their parents were out of town or something.
Yeah, you always find somewhere to go.
So funny, man. We were
dumb.
Yeah.
Still dumb.
Yeah, didn't really grow up in that sense, but
still part of growing up.
I guess.
We'll pack it in. We good? How far are we?
An hour and a half.
Yeah. I think we're good.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for the support.
Yep.
Again, you guys have been fucking fantastic lately. Again, if you have any feedback on the podcast, please send us an email at mail.2csinapod@gmail.com or DM me on Instagram at it's CJ Shade, which is SCHADE. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know if you guys are interested in merch. If there's no interest, I'm probably still going to do it. Like if we can do it at a reasonable price, whether we got to order 25 t-shirts, whatever it is, or we start our own like online store from some company. Again, message Ryan, see what he did.
Maybe
if he has something in Canada, that
maybe that guy was right about hard liquor drinkers are pretentious. We're like making our own merch.
Who the fuck
No, I know. I'm just making a joke. It's funny.
Yeah, no, still.
Yeah, I will inquire that. But yeah, I just echo everything you said. Greatly appreciated to anyone that's listening, continues to listen, anyone who finds us.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys come back.
Well, again, we like it. We're gonna try and make it more entertaining. We're gonna try and keep it moving. I know that we have some dull weeks, and again, if you keep coming back, greatly appreciated. You know where to find us, and we'll be back again next week.
Now, can I add? Do you want to try to maybe get a guest for next week?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys.
We're out. See ya.
Deuces.
Deuces.